bubbles! What could be worse than a giant paint bubble?
Oh, I know. 2 giant paint bubbles.
No! Patrick,
Yeah, SpongeBob?
I don't think this bubble can get much bigger.
Nonsense!
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, 10 out of 10. If we were strictly to look at it only from a fight cinematography standpoint, outstanding. But it's not just the fights, is it? The plot and the characters were phenomenal as well, in Sukuna's own words. Watching the show is like riding a roller coaster. Episode 1 to 5 was the build up, and then 6 to 20 was just the straight drop free fall, and then episode 21 we just literally went off track and shot into the fucking stratosphere. It's that insane. I don't know how much more I can emphasize this. There was literally no breaks on this ride. I was losing my mind by the end of it. Episode 4, fight scene. Episode 10, fight scene. Episode 15, fight scene. Every single episode, believe it or not, fight scene. And it needs to be said, all of this was done under poor working conditions. Even the animators verbally lambasted the production for its hellish scheduling. Isn't that insane to think about? We might have gotten an even godlier version of the show if they managed it properly. But anyways, let's talk plot and characters. Jujutsu Kaisen, the Shibuya incident, is a very unique anime, I would say, in a sense that the entire show revolves around villains.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
It honestly felt like the villains had way more screen time and character development than anyone else in the show, and the quality of villains need not be stated. Standouts, Mahito and Sukuna. Special mentions, Toji and Geto Not My Man Suguru. First of all, I enjoyed Toji's performance, both in the flashback and in the war. Amazing. This man literally died, came back to life, and fucking wrecked everyone from both sides and peaced out. Suguru, Not My Man Geto. When they initially did the reveal for the brain cursed spirit, I honestly felt it was a cop-out. I would have honestly preferred something a bit more convoluted. But then... drama. Yes. This is what I live for. Not only does this imply that Suguru might actually make a comeback, please, but it just adds so much to the drama to the scene. I bow to you, sir.
1秒やる。
どけ。
One of the great things about Sukuna, besides his voice, I love you, is the fact that he is just a completely irredeemable asshole. Like, this isn't Kurama, this isn't drag, he is just a walking natural disaster. And despite all of this, the charisma, the main character energy, this man just commands the stage whenever he's on screen. He could just kill anyone and I would honestly be like, wow. That was smooth. Add to the fact that he is his own faction. He isn't playing for anyone else. He's just on Team Sukuna. And there are moments like when he acknowledges Jogo when you realize, oh, he isn't just completely evil. I mean, he is, but he does have beliefs and values. Like, underneath all of that evilness, you see a character just being true to themselves. Someone that won't let anything chain them down. There is something beautiful. And then he nukes Shibuya. This was an actual turning point for me in the show, was just seeing how sadistic Sukuna is to Yuuji. Like, it was just pure, raw evil. You know how in most anime, when similar, he might turn evil, so we have to kill them now tropes? No way he turns evil. He's the main character. He's gonna learn to control... Well, shit. Seeing the actual consequences of leaving Yuuji alive actually made me go, huh. Maybe they did have a point when they wanted to kill Yuuji on the spot during the first season. Also, I fucking hate how most anime have started doing this thing I call overwriting a song. I think I started really paying attention to this after Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I just keep seeing Lucy crying in my head. They do this shit in Jujutsu Kaisen, Amanai getting shot, Special Snow being linked to Yuji's mental breakdown. Back in my day, villains had standards. At the very best, we just had Aizen using his finger to stop Ichigo's theme music. It was simple, elegant, while still being impactful. Now we're just straight up traumatizing the audience just to stop the music. I mean, goddamn, it does so much for the scene, but it just leaves a mark that does not go away. Foul. Literally felt like he went off script. Mahito would have had the most illegal moves ever done in one season. If I had to pick an MVP for the villains, I would hands down vote for Mahito. Everything this man did was just a hit on a personal level. I mean, yes, Sukuna did level an entire city, but Mahito, he killed Nanami. Nanami! You can literally argue Mahito had more plot armor than Yuuji. I mean, yes, he did finally die, question mark, at the end, but my god, prior to that, he just refused to die. And can you guess the only character that actually had a power-up moment? That's That's right, this guy, not only did this motherfucker had the highest kill count for fan favorites, killed Boogie Woogie, arguably the greatest curse technique ever, he learned Black Flash and unlocked his Bankai. This shit is illegal. Bro, Yuuji didn't get anything out of this whole fiasco except emotional trauma. Fucking Yuuji literally fighting for his life with his bare hands, and then we have Doraemon over here just pulling shit out of his mouth, literally. Like A+ for creativity here, literally reshaping the terrain, creating swords, guns, Kage Bunshin, transportation. Like honestly, the transfiguration was just OP in terms of flexibility. And at the same time, absolute bullshit. Like, how does this even make sense? What is this? Motherfucker even pulled out his convictions and belief mid-fight. Yuuji, what are you doing? Fight back! Yo, were my exact words when he pulled out a Black Flash, and then immediately afterwards I took a shower due to how gross I felt for getting hype. Back in my day, we used to call these reality marvels. Can we just talk about the plot progression and reveals this entire season? Gojo was sealed, Suguru is actually being controlled by a cursed spirit, Sukuna just nuked Shibuya, there is a third faction reveal allied with Sukuna, we lost Nanami, Nobara, Maki, and Boogie Woogie. The cursed spirit controlling Suguru is actually Noritoshi Kamo. Yuuji might actually be an experiment of said person. Suguru, not my man, Geto, activated his trap card, causing Tsumiki to wake up and unleash an ungodly amount of cursed spirits. Yuta is back, and Japan's economy just crashed. This all happened in one night.
I'm tired, boss.
There was so much planning put into the Gojo ceiling heist, and they showed every step, every flashback down to the minute detail. It felt like watching an actual Ocean's 11 heist sequence going down. This was like what, months of planning? And despite all of that, Gojo literally almost fucking destroyed them. Did you see Hanami?
Gone. Reduced to atoms.
They teased his domain expansion in season 1, remember that? And he's gone. He went out like a chump. We can all agree, if Gojo Satoru is chasing you down, it's a fucking horror movie. My god. The fact that the only thing that stopped him was the body of his dead best friend was just a testament of how fucking OP this man was. Speaking of dead best friends, is it just me or could this entire fiasco been avoided if Jujutsu management actually hired a psychiatrist? In classic Japanese fashion, mental health is non-existent. Instead, we got this lunatic who arguably started the first set of dominoes for Geta's fall from grace. Girl, you're literally seeing this man struggle with his convictions and contemplating genocide. He point blank is wondering what's the point of protecting humans, and you just tell him what is the equivalent of, hey, it's up to you. There are no wrong answers. Bruh, this bitch is at fault for before and during. You could have involved yourself at any point after Sukuna nuked Shibuya, and you decide to do it at the very tail end of the fight. Like, bitch, seeing the entirety of Shibuya wiped off the map wasn't enough incentive to join in? We lost Boogie Woogie. What is up with the Japanese secret societies and always using the gas leak excuse? Like, guys, can we not be a bit more creative here? Fuyuki Holy Grail War? Gas leak. Shibuya nuked? A really big gas leak. Yuuji is a very simple character. There is nothing deep about him so far, and it's his simple and honest nature that I find endearing. And it's exactly for those reasons why I truly enjoyed seeing him breaking down as a character throughout the season. Just seeing this honest character just being put into these shitty and shittier situations one after another, and just finally seeing him break down, which is a different type of character development I enjoyed. It's the inverse of what you would expect from a shonen. Instead of building up a character, we just keep throwing emotional trauma at him until he breaks. Fight scenes. Arguably one of, if not the most important things to get right, and oh boy did they get it right. We can talk about the absolute insane animation involved with the Sukuna vs Mahoraga, or the fact that this already insane fight was apparently only 30% of the completed vision by the animators. But the bathroom fight scene to me is arguably JJK's crowning achievement. CQC holds a very special place in my heart. It's the readability and flow of the fight. You can feel each punch and kick, the weight of the animation. There's something more satisfying seeing a punch land compared to anything else. The bathroom fight scene is hands down one of my favorite scenes in the show. The tight space, the blue and red lighting contrast, and the choreography, the music. You can actually visualize the entire layout in your head. The entire sequence follows the rules and adhere to that layout. It was believable. And the way the fight was choreographed, you could feel them just maximizing the space usage and just adapting on the fly. Every punch, every step was measured. The best fight scene in Jujutsu Kaisen was in an enclosed bathroom. I just cannot stop smiling. I love this show.